everyone, it's Nina. Welcome to Studio Monday. Today I have a tutorial to share with you featuring the Spring Plush dies. I love these little critters, they are so cute. And I'm going to be showing you how you can turn them into refrigerator magnets. They are really fun and really create a nice colorful arrangement on your fridge. So I'm going to be die cutting the little big-eared bunny, and I'm going to be die cutting this from some felt. Simon Says Stamp has a bunch of beautiful felt that you can use with these dies. They die cut beautifully. I don't have all the colors, so I'm going to be mixing this with a little bit of my own felt that I have from another company. But I'll go ahead and link to the colors that coordinate that you can go ahead and use for your project. So I've got 4 ears, 2 bodies, 2 little inner ears, and also a belly. And the belly is actually from the sheep die set. And it works perfectly for creating a little belly for this little bunny. So to put my little bunny together, I'm going to start by sewing together the little inner ears to the outer ear. And this doesn't have any holes, so if you wanted to do this, you could go ahead and just glue it down using some felt glue. But I wanted to add the stitching details, so I'm just going to go ahead and add some stitching along the edges of this little ear. You can go ahead and just eyeball where you're going to be placing your stitching lines. I'm just putting a little stitching edge around the inner ear to hold it down to the outer ear. Now, for the outer ear, there's 2 pieces for the outer ear. I'm not attaching that together yet or sewing them together in this case. I'm sewing the inner ears first because that's going to allow the inner ear sewing to be hidden by the outer ears. So hopefully that makes some sense. After I've sewn that together, I'm going to go ahead and snip off the ends. I've just tied them into an overhand knot a couple times to hold it down together. And you could also put some glue there if you thought it would help hold it together. But I felt my little knots were good to go. So here's the ear. I just love how that little stitching detail looks so cute on this little ear. So I'm going to do the same thing for the belly. The belly actually has little sewing holes already built in for you. Because this was actually the head for the sheep die, I'm going to go ahead and sew this together before I attach the 2 bodies together. I'm going to keep doing a back stitch through all the holes of this little die. And again, I haven't attached the bodies together so that way the stitching will get hidden by the back side of this little bunny. Alright, so moving on to the ears, I'm sewing those 2 together. I've got the back side underneath the front side, so I'm going to sew those together using that same back stitch. You can do whatever type of stitch you want for these. It's really fun that you can customize the way they look by changing up the stitching lines and creating your own. It's really fun. Or you can look up some stitches online for ideas on how you can go ahead and sew these pieces together. So I'm just going to repeat this until I go all the way around the ear. Next, I'm going to go ahead and sew the body together. I've done the same thing as I did for the ear, but now I'm sewing the ears into the body. So as you can see, I just take the little ear, I fit it inside the bunny's head, and I'm just going to make sure I get this lined up right. I'm going to put my needle through the back side of the bunny. Then I'm going to put it through the back side of the ear, pull that through. And then once I have that pulled through, I'm going to go ahead, tuck that in, and then I'm going to go ahead and come back up through the front of the bunny. And what this is going to do is it's going to hold the ear nicely inside this little bunny. And I got my little thread all tangled there, but I just fixed that up. And then I'll go ahead and sew that ear into the body. So I'm just going to keep going through the stitching holes like I was doing, but this time I'm going through a few layers of fabric because I'm sewing that ear into the body. So once I did that, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of sewing details to this little bunny. You don't have to do this, but I felt it would really make this look cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some little blush on his cheeks by creating some knots. I've come up through the front side of this little bunny. I'm going to go ahead and go up through it again. You can see I'm just putting the needle through the fabric. I'm going to pull this tight until I have it almost completely pulled through, but I'm going to stick my needle through that loop. And what that's going to do is that's going to create a little knot. So as I pull this tight, you can see it creates this little knot that's going to end up being little cheeks for our bunny. So I'm going to repeat this a couple times until I have a couple of knots created. And then I just threaded the ends of the floss through the bunny. Alright, so now I've got some of the little accessory pieces. I've got his eyes and his nose and also a little heart. I just love how cute these are, and I've cut them from the felt as well. I'm going to be gluing these down onto my bunny using some fabric glue. I've got some Aleene's Fast Grab Tacky Glue. This works well for the felt, but you can also get other types of glues as well. But this is what I had on hand. So I'm just going to put some onto a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to be using my tweezers to pick up these little pieces, these little eyes and the heart, and just dab them into the glue, pick up some of that glue, and then I'm going to go ahead and fit them down right on top of the bunny. And you can be careful I don't smoosh them around too much, because once you get that fabric glue onto your felt, it's kind of, you're not going to get it back off then. Alright, so now we're ready to create our magnet. We've got our bunny all put together. I've got this little piece of magnet. I've got this at my hardware store, and it's really thin, so you could use thicker magnets. I'm going to be doubling this up so it's a little bit stronger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little strip, and then I'm going to cut that down the middle so I have two pieces, and what I'll do is I'll glue those together so that way it's going to create a stronger magnet and hold my bunny down to the fridge. So I'm just using that same tacky glue, and I'm going to apply some to the back side of my bunny. Just give it a nice little dollop. And then I'll go ahead and add my magnet pieces on top, spread that glue around a little bit, and then layer the other piece on top of that magnet. And there you go. There he is, all finished. He just looks so, so cute, doesn't he? I love how the little details really make this bunny come to life. And there's our little magnet. Once it dries, I can go ahead and put it onto my refrigerator. You can see it looks so cute when it's nestled in amongst all of the little things that you have hanging on your refrigerator. So I hope this has given you some ideas on using your spring plush dies and felt. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.